ladies and gentlemen. Today it is rat hunting season because my oh my, I've heard a lot of people saying that this whole apology video by Maygi was actually pretty good, explaining the situation regarding Wuthering Waves, explaining why I broke my NDA and then made a post blaming Kuro Games for it. There's a lot of creators, right, saying that this was a decent apology, but I think the reason why a lot of these creators are saying that is because they don't know what's been going on behind the scenes. And I'm going to be upfront about something before we get into this apology in particular, play a little bit, and then hear some of the points out. I know what's been going on behind the scenes with this creator that you're seeing on the screen, Maygi. She has been, essentially, for 6 months, trying to sabotage my reputation and trying to sabotage my career behind the scenes on public Discord channels, in private ones, in private DMs with other creators, and, of course, on Reddit. A lot of people, right, they looked at some of the claims that I was making in this video, where I said that Maygi was clearly trying to push herself up and then push me down in a public space like Reddit. My name in this subreddit, the official Wuthering Waves one, is currently unsalvageable because of the amount of damage she's been trying to do behind the scenes, using astroturfing by her viewers, pushing up comments, downvoting other ones that are in support of me, pushing up the comments that are in support of her. And the end result is that it's had a pretty big impact on my career trajectory and my growth. But thankfully, I've been able to cultivate my other communities and come out on top of it. And the thing is, I have some very, very bitter feelings towards her after finding out more of the receipts and obviously, right, suffering from this across the past 6 months. And one thing I wanted to address right off the bat is the fact that I linked a previous creator, Genozod, to her with a joke that I made, right? I said, if he was a fan of Maygi, no wonder he S6 Rosia. And the thing is, I personally do believe that there was a very deep reading of this post, but I can understand why, right? In the past, many CCs had actually joked about Jenna's S6 Rosia because, well, when a Rosia is the only character that you have, I feel like that's just kind of going to be something that people are going to poke fun about. I don't think I need to name the CCs that did that. I just remember it did occur. And so I decided to make a bit of an apology regarding that because, well, what she did is really bad. And while Jenna still has done some stuff to me, you know, some of the passive aggressive comments, the public sort of, you know, attacks on the Gacha cast, it was nothing compared to the scope of the level of sabotage that this little rat has been trying to do across my career. And so with that, I just decided to go ahead. We'll read this out real fast and kind of break it down. After some time to reflect, Jenna didn't deserve this joke considering our history, even though it was a tenuous one. I wanted an opportunity to take shots at both Maygi and Jenna here, but what Maygi's done is far worse. So creating this implication, right, and linking her to it makes that S6 Rosia joke a lot worse. I viewed his downplaying of her drama across his streams as pretty distasteful after her active brigades on Discord and Reddit to sabotage my reputation when he likely just didn't know anything about that. I had the anger from Jenna, and then I had the anger from Maygi. It was a moment where I probably went too far. And with how many CCs had made jokes about that S6 Rosia in the past, I found it fair play, but making that link to Maygi is what took it too far. And again, he didn't deserve that association and the implications that came from it. And so I just wanted to get that out of the way. I just wanted to make sure that we were talking about that up front. And I'm not going to delete this tweet because I'm not like a certain creator who's going to, you know, just go ahead and do stuff like that and try to hide the evidence of their wrongdoing. Yeah, I don't, that's not really something that I do. And so with that, I'd rather publicly address the tweet instead of delete it because I don't feel the need to sweep any wrongdoing under the rug. And yeah, we all know somebody who comes top of mind when it comes to deceptive shit like that. So with that, let's go ahead and talk about this. Let's get into this and move forward from there. Explaining my situation. Let's start playing the video.
Isn't the type of video I'd ever expect to be making.
Okay.
But here we are. I've had some time to sort out my thoughts, realizing the problems were not just what I did, but how I communicated and reacted to the situation. I wanted this opportunity to acknowledge my mistakes,
I think we can speed it up a little bit.
explain all of my thoughts throughout the process, and provide context to problematic comments I've made.
Okay.
So let's start with the video. Originally published as Kuro Games Ended My Career. At the time, I spent very little time deciding the video title. I didn't properly think through the implications of the title I went with.
How about I broke Kuro's contract? How about I broke my NDA and got kicked from the program? Because that's what we did, right? We spread leaked footage. We covered leaks on our stream. But we're going to act super surprised, like we didn't do anything when we get kicked from the program. And we're just going to say that Kuro did all of this to us. Do keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to bring some glue to the conversation over here, just using my past video. I'm glad everything is over here. This is honestly the best time for me to make a video talking about my negative experience and how scuffed their system is while everyone is raging at Kuro. Why are we out here doing this?
The main problem with it is that it took away accountability from myself and put it towards Kuro.
Oh, absolutely.
Which, when combined with my statements in the video that I had no clue how this came to be, paints a picture of playing the victim.
Already covered that she did.
When writing updates, and in hindsight admitting the wrongdoing, I gave a disingenuous aura. Why would I say I was clueless about the reason for suspension?
The reason why you gave a disingenuous aura is because you've been doing this for pretty much your entire content creation career. We'll get into the exact examples, though. I don't think this is the right time to drop them, but they are here, so do keep that in mind.
With that video, I had gone against the very mantra of my channel and betrayed your trust.
Keep that in mind. No drama, no clickbait. But the DMs that I'll show you later, and the public messages that I'll show you later, will, yeah. A lot of the people, right, that are gonna go ahead and have this whole, ooh, I don't do drama. This is a no drama channel. Yeah, we're like super clean over here, guys. If they're outwardly talking about that, if they're outwardly going ahead and that's how they're advertising things, if that's how they're advertising things, ladies and gentlemen, they usually have some fucking skeletons in the closet. They usually have skeletons in the closet that they're trying to hide that they just don't want to talk about. And we've got them on full display.
For which I'm deeply sorry. Before I explain myself, I need to provide some background. When Carl sent me a response regarding my removal from the program, they noted that I had been reported to have been suspected of leaking. Without having any more to go off, myself and the broader community brought about two main items of interest. One is a video I made in February regarding the future of Spectral Frazzle.
Yep.
And the second is a live stream where I was doing a pre-release theorycraft on Cantarella.
Yep.
The Frazzle video...
Guys, you wanna know what the best part is? She's refusing to take further accountability. She's actually refusing to take further accountability. Because you wanna know who else she did pre-release live streams for? Jeja, which was a leak. She also did it for Yohu, which was a leak. She did it for two other characters. She mentions it later? Okay, good.
Was actually re-uploaded, with the first version being based on an information packet that was handed out by the content creator program. This information packet was regarding negative statuses.
Oh, Yohu wasn't? No, Yohu was. So, I don't know where this whole misinformation is coming from, where, just because the characters in the second half of the patch, I don't know where this misinformation is coming from, where just because the characters in the second half of the patch, that, doing theory crafting on them isn't leaks. Just because they're in-game, doesn't mean you can see what their motion values are at level 10. You do realize them being in-game, you can only see what their motion values are at level 1. You guys do realize that, right? You want me to show you the proof? I'll show you guys the proof. I'll just pull up my Brant video, and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. How do I do theory crafting on level 10 abilities and motion values when the only thing I can see in the game is their level 1 ones? Unless I'm data mining from leaks. You can literally see, this is the Crossing Stars menu to look at the characters and see them in pre-release. Sure, you can talk about their inherent abilities. You can talk about what their abilities do at a baseline. How are you talking about their motion values at level 10? Where'd you get them from? You didn't get them from in-game? Huh. I don't think anyone thought about that when they were defending it. Maybe she theoretically got them. Maybe she had a dream. Maybe she had a vision where she estimated what the level 10 MVs were going to be. You can only see them at level 1. And I'm going to be real here. I don't think that her theory crafting streams were showing the level 1 motion values of the characters. I'm pretty sure she was going to level 10, like she kind of always does for her rotation guides to calculate how much damage stuff is doing. Yeah, so don't worry, Yohu isn't excused here, guys.
Explaining the basics in a similar level as the in-game tutorial, and creators were told to use this to aid their content creation, with no rules or disclaimers regarding how the information should be used. However, it had one brief hint regarding a potential future character interaction with Frazzle. I had speculated that this could be relating to Zani, as she was the only character previewed in the 2.0 cast that could potentially fit the element. However, the hint made in the document felt a bit off to me, and it prompted me to reach out to Carl's staff, where I eventually got in contact with the staff who wrote this document, and they themselves were unaware that the creator program had already sent it out, urging creators to use it for content nonetheless. They mentioned that it wasn't meant to be explicitly shared, and I worked with them to unlist and edit my video to fit their requirements to their satisfaction.
So she was given specific directions on what not to do with the document, fucked it up, and did what she wasn't supposed to do, and then had to work with the Kuro Games team to go fix her content. Wanna know what that's called, guys? That's called a warning. That's called the Kuro Games team giving her a warning, giving her like her first strike so that in the future she knows to be more careful. Maybe they didn't officially call it a warning, but I feel like the devs coming in and telling you that you fucked up, here's how to fix it. Personally, I view that as a warning. Then again, this is the same individual, right, that got put on a performance improvement plan at work. So maybe they just don't know how like corporate levels of communication work.
They updated the creator team to send out a follow-up email with clarification and new rules for how the information can be used. I believed that this video was the reason for my reporting, as it was fairly recent, and I know a lot of people were half-jokingly calling me a leaker for publishing it, despite the fact that Sonny was not playable until the 2.3 beta, which was months after the video. Because this all stemmed from a misunderstanding, I felt that reports based on this were very unfair, and that I had been wronged. But what about the theory crafting stream where
I don't think that she got reported or banned or kicked out for that Spectro Frazzle Zadi incident. I think that what it did was it put a red mark on her in the creator program as somebody that is going to be prone to leaking in the future. I think that put her on basically a one-strike policy where any further infractions would lead to her removal from the program, because they went ahead and they basically reached out to her privately to say, yeah, you fucked up, here's how you gotta fix it. So yeah, I think she was given a warning. I think she was given a fair shake, but she's just going ahead and not recognizing that at all. I think the lack of recognition that this was a warning from the team is a little odd, to be honest, to be privately reached out to.
Clearly using counter skill values prior to her release. This might not make sense at first, but I had grown complacent that this wasn't an issue. Prior to every character release, I had always been preparing my numbers on a spreadsheet.
Using leaks.
I would do this using resources such as Wuthering Wiki,
which is leaks,
which have data mined values that are classified as...
Classified? They're just... What is this wording? They're leaks.
Leaks. I'm not saying that this was okay to do, but this was a process I've used since the start of my WoA content, and I have...
So you just been...
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to apologize. And in this apology, I'd like to indicate that I've been leaking ever since I started WoA. I've been leaking since day one. I've been breaking the rules of the CC program since day one.
Really? Wait, who said this was a good one? I feel like it's just... Maybe there's something she says that just makes it a lot better.
I've always been very open about this, as can be seen on my JoJo theory crafting stream, where I pulled up the window on screen in order
Okay, she covers that she was leaking for this one. Cool.
to do my work. Despite this, on patch 1.3, following Shorekeeper's release, I was invited to the beta for the first time, at which point I was asked to sign an NDA to not share information from the beta client. During that time, I hadn't streamed any pre-release theory crafting. After Shorekeeper, Yohu was the next new character, and because she was added to the patch to be available to play briefly during the quest, all of her information was in-game, and I returned to doing my usual pre-release theorycraft stream.
Oh yeah, all her information was in the game. Yeah, just her level 1 motion values. Yeah, but we're gonna put the level 10 ones in there. Yeah, her level 1 motion values are in the game, so I guess it's fine for me to data mine the level 10 ones. I can just data mine the level 10 ones. Yeah, do you see any way to like tabulate or like adjust the values over here to look at what they are beyond level 1? I guess she's just really good at guessing. Damn, maybe she should become a fortune teller. Maybe that's gonna be the career that she chooses after this. She'll like read palms or some shit, or like draw tarot cards and then like fucking tell you what's gonna happen like 3 weeks from now. Good god.
While this was okay, it started getting dodgy with patch 1.4 and Camellia's release. This time, I had access to the beta, but I still ended up doing my typical theorycraft stream. I really thought that if I never logged into the beta and just did things the way I had always done before, using numbers from an external website instead of providing anything from the beta myself.
Would have been okay after I signed the NDA. As long as I don't go into the beta and I only use numbers that are leaked from the beta, it's fine. Yeah, as long as I use the leaked numbers but I don't log into the beta, everything's cool.
That I'd be fine. I even went an extra step and scrambled all the names of the data entries. Out of the next many characters, Louis, Carlotta, Rosia, and Brent, these were all fair game.
Hey guys, I guess next time we can just like upload leaked footage from the beta and then just like change the saturation so it's like all gray. Or we like edit a hat onto the character that they don't normally have.
With Carlotta being calculated after her release due to my PoE2 addiction. However, Phoebe was not, and this time I took less precaution than before and didn't even bother changing the skill names, only changing the name of the character.
So I just got progressively more and more lazy as time went on to hide the fact that I was leaking. Okay.
But I would still do this before even having the beta client downloaded. And fast forward to Cantarolla's release, this time I took initiative to get the setup done ahead of time. Typically, in the same fashion I always have, using numbers from websites, but also getting my framework done. While my previous interactions were spotty, this time there was an actual problem, as I had interacted with the beta client, even referencing a quick clip on stream to confirm a fact for my work.
So she opened up the beta client, played the beta on stream. Okay, I mean, at least she's just coming out with every single possible way that she's completely fucked it all up. I guess we're being a little bit honest over here. Because I guess this is the thing, right? I guess she's figured out that people were willing to go through all of her live stream VODs. We're willing to clip it. We're willing to like find every single incriminating thing. And so I guess now she has a really good memory. Remember when she uploaded it like 3 days ago? She was saying, right, I have no idea how this could have possibly happened. And now she has like perfect recollection of every moment where she leaked in like the entirety of her Wuthering Waves content creation career. Yeah, it only took an expose of, you know, all the shit that she's done just this past month for her to suddenly get perfect recollection. I'm gonna be honest with you. This is one of the most manipulative creators in the space who is willing to just lie to you, who is willing to just abuse this whole image of like this,
oh, I'm just a little silly little gremlin. I'm just a silly little math fairy. I'm just somebody that, you know, goes ahead. I'm a no drama, no clickbait creator. I'm so great. I'm so perfect.
In reality, she's an absolute rat who's just looking for every single opportunity to A, manipulate an audience, B, manipulate a community, and C, this is the big one, place herself on a pedestal way above other creators. And this is the thing. I've got proof of it. You might be thinking it's a little bit weird that I'm trying to, you know, that I'm assassinating her character so much and that I'm saying so many things. It's because of this, ladies and gentlemen. And I think this part in the video is a good time to break it down. Let's talk about this. So I made a video, right? My trauma with Maygi. And I talked about how this absolute rat was trying to ruin my career and trying to cause massive issues for me. And one thing that I talked about that a lot of people were saying, oh, I didn't have enough proof of, was this whole situation over here, where I said that Maygi was running operations behind the scenes to slander my name on very public forums, try to ruin my reputation and ruin the growth that I would have as a content creator, because she was butthurt. She was so mad that she got second place to me in the Wuthering Waves 1.2 creator contest. Comments like this: Saint winning over Maygi is insane. Mass upvoted. Well, really not, because her community is not large enough to really mass upvote. I'm in first place. I'm in first place with the video, and she's in second place. And this is the thing. I have the proof, guys. I have the evidence. You want to see this? Here's a public message from her Discord. Or sorry, maybe not her Discord, but somebody's Discord. She's talking about me here. The second they put his, she won't say my name though. She won't say my name though. The second they put his video as #1 for that one contest, said it all. That's the type of content they want to see. And yes, the #1 for the current one has a lot of views, but the content is such a nothing burger. I haven't been in a Wuthering Waves creator program contest in over 3 versions. It's literally, here's 2 unoptimized rotations, one by one, then side by side. I have no clue how content like that does well. You guys want to see when this was made? That was 1 week ago. She made this comment 1 week ago, ladies and gentlemen. 1 fucking week ago is when she made this comment. What do you think she's been doing for the past 6 months? What do you think Maygi has been saying about me behind the scenes to other creators, to other communities, to slander my name if she's still this mad, if she's still this butthurt about losing the contest? Today, in the present, she's still talking about it. She's still talking about how upset she is. Imagine how upset she was 6 months ago. Imagine how upset she was 6 fucking months ago. My, oh my. Do you guys see the allegations right now? Do you guys see the claims right now? Does it make a lot more sense why I'm saying that she's a rat? Why I'm saying that she has issues? Why I'm saying that she has actual problems and is a manipulative person behind the scenes? Yeah. So yeah, that's my whole preamble, right? That is my whole situation. That is why I'm saying you have to really keep in mind what she's doing. Maygi is a very calculated sort of individual with how they want to present themselves in the public, with how they want to present themselves versus the nasty shit that they're doing behind the scenes. I'm pretty certain, ladies and gentlemen, that Maygi is an individual who just straight up knew that they were leaking at the start, but then because of these very, very, very manipulative messages that we're seeing behind the scenes, where she's going ahead, timing the release of the video with the anniversary, saying, oh, this is the perfect time for us to strike. And then she also frames me and my community. Apparently the thing was that Saint got his audience to report Maygi for leaks, framing me for her getting caught and getting banned, repeatedly calling Wuwa bad behind the scenes. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's really hard to take this creator seriously anymore. And I feel like a lot of people, in accepting her apology, in saying that she's doing okay, in saying that she's not causing any issues at all, when she's literally on the record in other Discords, the day that she got banned, saying that some people have done some digging and have reason to believe that people reporting me are from a certain other creator's Discord. Man, I wonder who she's talking about when she's still butthurt and talking shit about losing the creator contest 7 days ago, 3 days before she got banned. Man, I wonder who she's talking about, guys. And so people want a proof of this one too. And this is the thing. I think that this person's a rat. Again, I think that this person is manipulative. I think that this person is only trying to cause problems. And I think that this person, ladies and gentlemen, is a complete cancer to the space. Genuinely. An absolute blight. And sure, she might have done some cool math. She might have made some nice guides. But I'm pretty sure there's somebody else in the Wuthering Waves community that knows how to use Microsoft Excel or Google Sheets and will be easily ready and willing to fill in the gap that she's going to leave behind as she exits this community. Because I do genuinely think she should not be able to come back with all of the evidence and all of the proof of the disgusting fucking things she's doing behind the scenes. The disgusting things that she's doing behind the scenes. Because I don't know if I'm the only victim over here, right? Maybe Maygi only targeted me. But you can kind of see over here, right? For the current creator contest, she's already talking shit. She's already talking shit about somebody else. Not just me. Somebody else is already being mentioned over here. And so I don't think it was just me. Think about the smaller creators. Think about the other individuals that she might have pushed down in the process, that don't have the audience like me, that don't have the reach that I have, and they might have just had their career ruined by her. They might have just had their career ruined by her, and they're just in the woodworks right now. Maybe more people will come out later. We don't know, because that's how deceptive she is. And we have proof that she is, once again, an absolute fucking rat. We've already got her on Yahoo. She's just admitted to leaking everywhere. Let's see where else she's gonna go.
While I never showed this footage, I had sound effects on. At this point, I had flown too close to the sun. Even if
We're talking about the footage that we leaked.
I had crossed the line of what's okay to do.
Yep.
And because of the history I had with doing theorycraft streams, where I was given beta access despite my open pre-release theory crafting, using websites offering leaked data, on top of every other character release being okay to theorycraft, that I had grown complacent.
Just because the character is in the patch doesn't mean it's okay to theorycraft them. Because once again, you seem to be under the impression that just because you can see their level 1 skills in the counting stars menu, that you're suddenly open to just data mine. You're open to data mine for their level 10 abilities. I don't know why we're like that. I don't know why we're just saying things like this. The proof is right there. You would just be able to see.
Thinking I wasn't doing something wrong. After all, I'd always done it this way in the past with no problems, right? Either way,
Yes, because you started it off in version 1.0 of the game, and then you signed an NDA in 1.3. You signed an NDA in 1.3. And so the stuff that you were doing in the past, I guess, is just not acceptable anymore.
back to the original video. Though at the time, I was focused on the Frazzle video, which I thought made no sense to hold me accountable for, as it had already been resolved. I realized in hindsight that I was wrong to word things in a way that deflected my own responsibility in all of this.
You want to know what would have been the proper wording? Or the proper wording for that? Kuro Games actually gave me a warning. Kuro Games actually gave me a warning in that Spectral Frazzle video, and I didn't take it very seriously, and I fucked up. That would have been the proper, mature way to process that sort of information.
I had knowingly been tiptoeing around what's okay to do during my theory crafting live streams, thinking it was okay simply because no action was taken from the beginning. I'm not perfect, but that's how my thought process went. So why did I make a comment about how Carl's anniversary situation was a good time to make a video about the content creator program?
Okay.
I've always been transparent with my problems with the program, discussing them on streams and in chat, the most egregious of them being the lack of communication.
Okay.
I didn't even realize that I was removed from the content creator program before patch 2.2 even started. It took weeks for me to even realize that the invitation never went out, at which point I assumed that they just forgot to send it out. I had to scramble out to all of my contacts to try to figure out what happened, only to receive the news just days ago. Panicked and unsure of how to talk about this, I appealed the suspension and waited for a response from Carl.
They gave you the reason. You just said they gave you the reason and that it was you were suspected of leaking. She's said that multiple times that they gave her the reason she was suspected of leaking. And they simply did not give her the specific examples of what she was leaking. But she's been able to magically remember at least 7 different instances where she did it suddenly now. Brother.
To be honest, I'm scared of the WoA community. When I made this statement, I never intended to generalize the entire community, but rather vent about the loud and toxic minority. Particularly, I've been attacked on several occasions for even breathing anything negative about Carl or the game itself.
Maybe if her video was better. It could just be the community being awful. But I make plenty of WoBA critique videos all the time. I've literally made videos saying that Kuro is super fucking predatory because they added a Spectral Frazzle buff in the middle tower. They added a Spectral Frazzle buff to the middle tower that only Spectral Rover could use. I said that they were super goddamn predatory for doing that because it was so limited on the roster who could actually access it. Yeah, that's what I said. And if you just critique it well, maybe the critique here wasn't really good at all. The community usually responds in a very friendly manner to legitimate critiques. So yeah, maybe this is just yet again another example of skill issue.
In the video where I gave an honest and constructive review on the endgame loop back in patch 1.3, the comments were full of toxicity, ironically, with many of them celebrating leaks that they heard. As someone who typically produces highly objective...
If they're talking about leaks, they're probably just members of your own community. Because you said you were covering leaks since version 1.0 of the game. Yeah, I wouldn't blame leaks in your comments section on the community when you were openly admitting to leaking since version 1.0 of the game. The fuck?
guide content, I'm not so used to reading so many negative comments. And I was...
You remember what I said about manipulative? Guys.
Oh, I was just so affected by the negativity. I'm so not used to reading negative comments. Oh my gosh. But in the same note, I've been making negative comments about other CCs for 6 months. I'm so not used to reading them, but I'm so used to writing them.
Shut up. How are you gonna say that you're like, I was petrified of these mean comments, but we're going ahead and we are on the record shit-talking other CCs for 6 months and causing brigades on public forums and discords. Really? You're gonna say that you felt like petrified, scared of the WoWA community from mean comments when you're the one that's the source of like I'm not gonna give a number to that. When you're the one that's a source for a massive number of them for other creators because of the shit you're saying? This is a public channel, by the way. There's no lock on here. Anyone that joins this server can just fucking read this shit. When you're a source of so much negativity in the space towards other CCs, really? You're gonna talk about how you got affected? This is unbelievable. This is unbelievable, ladies and gentlemen. This is so pathetic. It's insane. I guess the people that believe this apology, the people that said that this apology was okay, they just don't have the same context that I do. They just haven't suffered the same sort of smearing, reputation destruction that I have at her hands. It's one thing getting negative comments from your community. It's another thing to get negative comments that are astroturfed by another CC's community. Yeah, so I think a lot of those other creators, they simply just didn't have the context that I have. And boy, oh boy, this apology is so goddamn stinky. I want to go take a shower after watching this video. I want to take a shower right now. I don't even need to wait.
I was afraid I'd trigger similar responses. Seeing the anniversary news being one of the rare times the broader community is willing to hear complaints related to Carl, I thought it would be in my best interest to minimize potential backlash to upload a video.
Oh, shut up. Oh no, you were trying to ride the hate train. Oh, just shut. You were trying to ride the hate train. No, hell no. Oh, the community has responded to me so negatively in the past. And so, because the community was much more open to feedback, I thought now was the moment. Now was the one time I would finally be able to speak my truth. This is so pathetic, it's unreal. You're just lying. You lied in that video, too, about not knowing why you got banned.
Well, that obviously was my wrongdoing. At least now you understand my thoughts. Why
Lying.
do you have a leak channel in your Discord? Leak culture is very hard to shut out without
She addressed this? Wait, I wonder what the explanation is here.
without constant, super strict moderation around the clock. I understand this solution is far from perfect, or even downright unacceptable,
I'm literally speechless.
but that channel is there to serve as a containment field for leaks. A simple search can show my involvement with that channel. Getting randomly pinged a couple times, stumbling across a random non-leak related question, refusing to disclose any shorekeeper information, and then everything beyond this point was prior to NDA.
What the fuck was that? I feel like I need to I'm sorry for replaying this video, but what was that? The channel exists to contain leaks, so those who don't wish to see them don't. How about you just ban people talking about them? How about you just ban people that talk about the leaks? And you just say leaks are not tolerated on this server, and if you talk about them, you're banned. Was that just like not something you fathomed would be a possibility? That you fathomed would be like a potential... Oh, wait, we're this hungry for views. We're this hungry for success that we're just gonna break the rules for it. Right, I forgot, yeah. When we have the context, right, that she's gonna be somebody that will talk shit and get butthurt from losing a contest, and we'll still talk about it 6 months later, yeah, it's not surprising why she would have leaks on her Discord. You're right.
Movement with that channel. Getting randomly pinged a couple times, stumbling across a random non-leak related question, refusing to disclose any shorekeeper information, and then everything beyond this point was prior to NDA.
That was one of the most pointless things I've ever seen put in a YouTube video in my fucking life.
Another public Discord that has a leaks channel. When doing that, it's easy to make mistakes. There's a group of other theory crafters in that server with whom I compare results with at times for validation within a private channel.
So just make a Discord conversation with just those people and then take it outside of the league server? Why even make excuses like this?
And how active am I in the leak channel in that Discord? I only sent my first message there after the drama had already started, and I started getting pinged.
It acts like you can't delete messages on Discord. Is this real?
Next, why did I say Wua is bad? While that comment was from months ago, I understand how that could shake the trust and integrity of the content I'm doing. Frankly, I often have a love-hate relationships with the games I play, and I'm never afraid to vent about it.
Maybe you should be. Maybe if you're trying to make content that's geared around your undying dedication to numbers and theory crafting, maybe you should have had the thought in your mind that, maybe people are going to question my actual commitment to the game and my commitment to my content if I'm seen in public places talking shit about it. Think about any job. Oh, wait, she did get put on a performance improvement plan, so maybe she just doesn't take jobs seriously in the first place. Think about any job where if you were caught talking shit about the company you worked for, nothing bad would happen. Is there any job where if you're publicly seen talking shit about the company, you won't get in trouble? I feel like every job on the planet, if you're caught in public talking shit about it, you will have some consequences. But yeah, I guess somebody that regularly gets put on fucking pips wouldn't know that. Yeah, she clearly doesn't take work very seriously, and that's just another example of it. And she's also willing to talk shit about her coworkers. Every other CC in the space is basically your coworker at this point. She's not afraid to talk shit about them in public either. Yeah, okay. All right, yeah, you just have no idea what you're doing. You're like manipulative and stupid at the same time. Or you're so manipulative that you're pretending to be stupid to cover your tracks. This is weaponized stupidity. Weaponized fake stupidity.
I played League of Legends. I hated it. Still played it though. And OSRS, what do I think of that? I think WoA has its problems. I won't deny that. But I think
you don't make content for those two games though.
It also has its strengths too. I really enjoy the combat, and want to do my best job at making the best guides I can.
Yeah, maybe you should have made a glazing video talking about why the game is good. Then people would actually have the thought that maybe you actually like the game that you're making content for. Oh, wait. Your point of view on videos glazing the game is that they're just low quality slop. And anyone that makes videos talking about what's good in WoW, you're just gonna shit on them. Oh, right. I forgot that's something that you like to do. Well, I guess you're consistent about one thing, at the very least.
If I was just in here for the money, I don't think I would be investing hundreds of hours working on open source code to create convenient character references, the point of which is
it's just Excel spreadsheets. Why did you have to write a fucking Python formula for this? You literally just made yourself do more work and have it be more complicated and then complain about how long it takes you to make guides. You literally just made more work for yourself. She said it's to make it easy for the future. Then how does each future guide still take 50 to 100 hours? How does each one take 50 to 100 hours then? It's like 9 charts. What do you mean? Like 9 charts? You mean? How does this take that long?
Is to reduce the amount of times people have to open my videos, all being available on a Google Sheet that's obviously not monetized. I understand that things I say may have trouble reaching you, and it is my fault for that. My impulsive actions have caused harm that I deeply regret, and I wish I knew how to handle the situation better.
Oh, there are a lot of ways. This is the thing over here. I think we're just, again, using manipulation tactics. We're simply lying about so many things in this video. That's my assumption at the very least. And again, that's built off the fact that A, she's willing to shit talk other CCs. She's willing to shit talk people, CCs, that are making good videos that frame Wuthering Waves in a positive light. Just check out this one. Wonder who she's referring to over here. Hey, Maygi, 2 can play at that game. Wonder who you're referring to over here with a comment like this. And we're just going over here. We're saying all this stuff. We're saying all of this stuff. Yeah, this is the thing, ladies and gentlemen. I think it's pretty clear what type of creator this is. I think it's pretty clear why this has to be one of the worst apologies in gacha gaming. And when I have this much personal experience seeing what this rat is going to do behind the scenes, well, I'm going to do my utmost to make sure that she doesn't come back into this community, because all she does is cause problems behind the scenes, while this whole outward facing persona is that she's this perfect little angel that can do no wrong, and it is disgusting. So let's read it. Let's read the pinned comment. I want to address this pinned comment as well regarding rumored interactions with other content creators. I didn't want to bring anybody else into this video, so I've been reaching out to those affected in private. She hasn't messaged me a single time. You want to know what Maygi's actually done? In this video talking about Maygi, I said that I only tried to foster a relationship with her. Not in that way, to foster a business relationship with her. I literally said that I reached out to her for a collaboration. You know what Maygi did? She blocked me on Discord, deleted all trace of those messages so I couldn't get screen caps, deleted all trace of those messages, and then told other CCs that I never reached out. So she blocked me to try to, like, make me seem like I'm a liar in my video, and then told other CCs that I never reached out for a collab. And guess what? She said she's been reaching out to those affected in private. She's never messaged me a single fucking time. If there are problems, I'll sort them out. No, I'll just block you on Discord and pretend the problems aren't there. This is between me and them and not anyone else. Holy shit. If it's not between anybody else, why you posted like this in public Discords, Maygi? Show proof, bozo? I literally told you why there's no proof. Because she blocked me on Discord. And you cannot bring up the messages from somebody that blocked you on Discord. You guys want the proof of a CC saying that I lied about the collab? You, Maygi, didn't publicly apologize, and you didn't privately address everyone you lied to either. The reason why she lied, despite telling me to share it in the video, was not shared. Important context of actions you did beforehand and afterhand, this is to Maygi, is missing. Where's the block proof? You do realize asking me to provide proof of somebody blocking me is not possible because I literally cannot find them on Discord. If you're blocked by somebody, you cannot look them up. Show that you got blocked. Why am I not able to look her up? I can only see comments mentioning her name. Do from Maygi? Oh, yeah. No results found. Yeah. This is surely not somebody trying to hide evidence. I at you her message, check general. Oh, shit. Why is it that I can see it here? This is the one time I think I've been able to see her name. This is the only way we've been able to see it. What happens if I send this message? Oh, here we go. Now I've been able to... Oh, there we go. Holy shit. We were able to find... She's been reaching out to those affected in private. But as you can see over there, she hasn't sent a single thing to me. The last message sent was on August 29th by me. So she just lied again. She just lied again. Insane. Hi, Maygi. August 27th, 2024. I'm Satan. I'm another creator in the Wuthering Waves space. I've been keeping up to date on your content and appreciate the mathematical... No edit, by the way. The mathematical perspective you have on the game, as well as the huge number of tools you've made available to the community. I was wondering if you wanted to explore some low time commitment collabs to continue growing the Woo-Wah CC community, likely in the form of some kind of podcast. To me, it feels like there's a huge opportunity for more creators to both network and grow their communities together. Right now, it seems like everyone is making great content, but working independently. There's something that I'd like to make an effort changing. My YouTube channel is here. Please let me know if you're interested. And she was telling people I never sent this. And so she literally unblocked me live. Oh my god. Okay. Well, there it is, guys. Just so you know, I sent that to her, and this is what she said about me. I sent that to her unprompted, and this is what she said about me. And she's been saying this for 6 months. Is this somebody that should be in the Wuthering Waves space? Is this somebody that should really be in the Wuthering Waves space, ladies and gentlemen? Is this not one of the most manipulative, deceptive, rat CCs you've ever seen? That's what I sent to her, and this is how she treats me? Because she got second place in a contest? She only won $500 instead of $1,000? She only won $500 instead of $1,000, and this is how she treats me? Wow. Why do you think I'm making such an expose like this, guys? Why do you think we've been recording for over an hour? Because this person has wronged me so bad. And I'll say again, I'll bring it up again. I apologize to Genozod for lumping in the shit that he was doing to the extent of what she was doing. I got caught up in my feelings because I saw him downplaying what she's done in the space, right? That made me a little bit upset because I knew and I saw and I experienced everything that she was doing to me. And the thing is, ladies and gentlemen, well, he didn't deserve this. He was being a little bit of a rat. She was being the rat queen. And to associate the two of them wasn't cool because she's way fucking worse than he ever was to me. She was way fucking worse than whatever he was to me. So yeah, I'll take accountability for that one. He did not deserve that. But her? Oh yeah, she deserves everything. Every single goddamn thing. And guess what, guys? This is why I'm telling you. Based off this dog shit behavior that she has exhibited, that I've been able to bring receipts for, that for some reason is available in public spaces. Yeah, no, this is something that I feel like she should not recover from. I don't think content creation is for her. I don't think it is. Screenshot the Discord DM so you have undeniable proof. Don't worry, I'll have an hour-long video instead as the undeniable proof. We don't need screen caps. We've got a video. Update on the situation, ladies and gentlemen. This is from a Discord, from either Maygi or Gateo's Discord. And they're saying over here, time to mass report. YouTube is more serious with this shit. Should be easy to take down. And what they're looking at over here, what they're saying that they're trying to mass report is, well, none other than this exact live stream that you're seeing the recording from right now. That's what's being referenced over here. So do keep that in mind. Is it really a stretch for me to say that these are the same individuals that will go ahead and brigade posts on Reddit and brigade posts on the official Wuthering Waves Discord? Would that be out of the ordinary? Or do you guys need exact proof of that too? Probably not. Probably not. I think that you can probably just go with my intuition over here. And if that's what they've been doing now, I think it's pretty safe to say they've been doing this for a pretty long time. So there's your proof. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, hopefully this overview has broken down everything wrong with this creator. Hopefully this overview has painted a very clear picture of why I have absolutely no mercy at all for her. Why I think everything that's happened, all of the public backlash that she's received, the ruining of her reputation, the non-existence of her future career, it is all entirely, absolutely, without a doubt, completely fucking deserved. Do you know how long I have had my name slandered on the Wuthering Waves Discord by her rabid fan base? Do you know how long I have had my reputation slandered on the Reddit Wuthering Waves? All because of her. Because she's going ahead. She's feeding all of these poisonous fucking words to every party possible behind the scenes, despite the fact that I have done nothing except try to help her. And you want to know something even more fucked up? While she was talking all of this shit, do you know what I was doing? I actually sourced her and her calculations for about 10 seconds of my video that I made that got 51k views. This video got 51k views. She's on the screen for about 10 seconds, and this is what I write to credit her. Big shout out to Maygi for her incredible work on Zhang Liao's calculations. Please check out her video if you're looking for an in-depth rundown on his rotation and numbers. Link. I tried to collab with her. I source her calculations knowing I could just take them myself because I want to give her some extra airtime, some extra views. And then I write this for her in the description and then put a direct link to her video. And all she does is just talk shit about me and try to sabotage me behind the scenes. Yeah, nobody should accept this clown's apology. Nobody. Nobody. She should not be in this space. No. When that's the only interactions that I've had with her is me either trying to help out her career, literally just try to help out her career, and this is what she does because she's butthurt about getting second place in a contest. What is wrong with her? What if she makes a genuine apology? Oh, fuck no. Now, this is the thing, right? I usually do accept apologies. I usually do have a good bit of like goodwill towards people who might have wronged me, but when all I've done is try to help her, all I've done are positive things, when I've done nothing to deserve any of her hate, any of her attacks, except just make content that got more views than hers? What? That's what I did that was so wrong? I made videos that got more views than hers. That's all I did. And so no, I don't think I'm gonna accept an apology for that. You cannot mention my name on the Woo-Wah subreddit. You cannot mention my name on the Woo-Wah Discord without getting attacked because of all of this shit that she's been spewing for 6 months because she got second place in a contest. Hell no. Nah, I don't do that. And this apology? Bullshit. It's all bullshit. She's a liar. She's a manipulator. She does not deserve to be in this space. And hopefully we've been able to highlight that with this breakdown today. So let me know what you all think. Peace.